Hey there, it is Jamila McMallow. I am a life and relationship strategist for powerful, driven women coaches and entrepreneurs. I am the creator of the Prosperous Wife Mastermind, and I'm also a phenomenal one-on-one coach for the woman who wants to move to her next level, in private. I'm also a crusher of limiting beliefs. So I'm talking to you today about this topic of there's no such thing as balance, right? We hear it all the time. And it's actually a barrier for women who really want to embrace this idea of having it all. The truth is, you already have all the pieces. So you technically already have it all. The struggle is accepting it and learning how to really embody it in a way that you feel good about, okay? So I'm going to share with you 3 ways or 3 reasons why balance doesn't work and 3 things actually you can do instead, okay? So the first thing is it's not about balance, okay? Balance implies that things are equal, right? That they're on the same footing. You think about a scale and it has to balance, so they're equal. Well, the fact of the matter is, nothing in your life is on an equal playing field. You have to prioritize. The key is prioritization. So for example, for myself, number 1 is my relationship with Jehovah God. Number 2 is my relationship with my husband. Number 3 is my relationship with my children. And then after that, it's other relationships or making money, etc. And here's the thing. After number 3, those pieces are kind of negotiable. They move around as far as their order of importance, depending on the situation or the circumstance. So the key is really about prioritizing the different areas of your life and what is more important. Now, what does that mean? When you're talking about prioritizing, it means that it carries more weight, okay? So when something carries more weight, that means that it matters more that it be done first, or that it be taken care of, or that it be addressed. It's just simply more important than. For example, doing things that are fun, getting out, hanging out, doing things, recreation, etc. That is fun, right? But in the list of priorities, does it fall into my 1 or 2? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because remember, I said those top 3 for me are non-negotiables. So it's never going to be in the top 3. Okay? But what it can do is fall at 4 later and move it around. And here's the other piece of that, is sometimes you can stack your priorities. So yes, whereas my relationship with my husband and my relationship with my children is important, if I want to have fun, engage in recreation, I can do that at the same time and still nurture that priority. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's about prioritization. It's about really understanding the weight or the importance that a certain aspect of your life has in your life, because there is no such thing as balance. They do not all have an equal place or equal footing in your life. No way. Okay? So that's the first step, is you've got to really learn how to prioritize everything in what's important. And here's the thing to remember. Your top 3 or maybe 4 are going to be your non-negotiables. They don't move. But the rest of those pieces, they move. And they can be shuffled around in different orders, depending on the time of day, depending on the time of month, depending on the time of year, depending on what's going on. So it's just a matter of learning how to move those pieces in a way that still allows you to move and flow with your life, okay? Now, one of the reasons why you may be struggling to create those priorities, or to feel like you're allowed to move those pieces around and shuffle them around the way that you see fit, is because of a huge thing. As you know, we all talk about it. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a coach, if you're anybody that's into personal development, you already know what limiting beliefs are, how they guide and really can sabotage your life unknowingly and keep you stuck in places where you don't want to be. And so the fact of the matter is if you are a woman that really wants to embody having it all, you've got the amazing business, you've got the incredible husband, you have clients that love you. I mean, you have all those things, but you still don't feel like you can really enjoy it or celebrate it or shout it from the mountaintops, because perhaps that would come off as bragging. Well, here's the thing. It's not bragging if it's the truth, and especially if you're coming from a place of gratitude, right? I know myself personally. What do I have that I did not receive? So whatever I have, I'm grateful to, again, Jehovah God for. But it's okay for me to boast in him, for me to talk about how he has helped me, how he has blessed me and where I am, and to give him the credit for that and the effort that I put forth that he blessed. Do you see what I'm saying? How that sounds different? So that's not bragging. That's just the truth. That's just the way it is. Okay, so if you have all the pieces, if you have everything already, the only reason why you haven't fully embraced it, the only reason why you don't feel it confidently and feel good and about it is because you're struggling with these limiting beliefs around what you believe you're allowed to have, what you believe about money. You know, for example, if you grew up in a family where, money was a lack and scarcity type thing, or, there was an us versus them mentality when it came to people who were wealthy, then you might feel like, well, or you might actually not even understand that when you reach a certain level, you might actually have like a 6-figure cap. Maybe you can only get so far, you can break 6 figures, but you can only get so far because in your mind, that construct is a limit. It means something else. It means, oh no, I've crossed over into this realm or this world of wealthy people or the rich people or them versus us. So that's a limiting belief or a construct that still hasn't been broken through. And here's what I need you to understand. As I did an audio and I posted it, you'll find it right there on my profile page, or depending on what platform you're watching this on, you can comment below and ask me. But I have it posted on Facebook. I have it on my YouTube channel, so you can find my content. It's pretty much on all my platforms, or on all the platforms that I'm on. But here's the point. When you properly do your healing work with an expert, and I am an expert in that, it's gone. It's gone. So you're no longer dealing with the wound that's behind the story or the set of beliefs that are guiding and directing your life and causing you to be stuck in a particular box or particular construct of about what you are allowed, about what's true for you, what you're allowed to do, what you're allowed to have, who you're allowed to be, and your limits. And here's the thing, it's fantastic news. It's wonderful news when you hit your upper limits. That's the good news. That's the good news when you hit your upper limits, because guess what that means? That means you're actually growing and developing. You're expanding. You're trying to become a better person. You're trying to do more of the right things. And when you hit those upper limits, then you're hitting up against those beliefs. And it's like, okay, well, if you want to go beyond this, check it. We've got some work to do. And so you have to actually do the healing work and the shifting of the beliefs. It's a simultaneous process. It actually works together, kind of a 2-step and at the same time all together thing. Like I said, I did an audio on it. You can listen to how that kind of works. But that's the whole point, okay? Those constructs, those limits, those beliefs are what are preventing you from allowing you to feel like you're able to shuffle and move those pieces around and just own and fully acknowledge and claim that you do have it all, that you are blessed, that you are happy about the things that you have and about your life. And that's okay, because here's the kicker. Here's what I want you to understand. You having and you being grateful for what you have and you desiring to ask for more does not take anything away from someone else. Because if you're like me, okay, and you have a belief in God and you pray to him, he's abundant. So there is no lack with him. So him giving you something has absolutely nothing to do with someone else. So if you ask for something, it doesn't mean someone else is going to get less. Everybody can have. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that is a construct or a limiting belief that you may have, that if you ask or you really recognize and acknowledge the fact that, wow, I have so much, how could I possibly ask for more? Or I should be, or I don't even know how to really put my finger on that emotion. But there's a sense in there that sometimes you can feel like you're being ungrateful or you're being a spoiled brat or something like that. If you aren't constantly being in struggle, if you're not constantly feeling like what you have or what you're doing is hard, you kind of have to make it hard, even though maybe it's not. And what I'm saying to you is, rather than allow your mind to keep you circling and overthinking and self-doubting and making things hard and difficult when the truth is they're actually not for you, why not spend your time in gratitude, being thankful for the gifts and talents that you have and the way you're able to use them to make a difference in the world, to make a difference with your friends, to make a difference with your family, to run a business that excites you, that lights you up, that helps your clients. Being grateful for that and coming from that energy and that space, because that's really what it's all about, right? You are grateful for all those things. And so it's okay to embrace that and embody it and speak it. That's okay. You're totally allowed to do that. But you just don't get that yet, like I said, because of those constructs and those beliefs that are telling you that nope, that's, bragging, or nope, you can't do that because, having money, having wealth, having those things is not good. Nope, don't talk about what a great marriage you have because it's going to make that person who can't find a husband feel bad about themselves. What is this thing? Okay, what is this thing that people who are happy have to diminish their happiness to make people who are miserable feel better about their misery? I don't get that. What you're not doing is you're not being callous to the folks in the world who are suffering. You're not being callous to the people in the world who are struggling, who are really trying, who are dealing with circumstances beyond their control. You're not being callous to that at all. This actually, in fact, has nothing to do with them. This is just about you. Owning, accepting, and embracing everything that you have, being grateful for it, and happy about it, instead of finding ways to make it difficult and challenging because you feel like that's what it's supposed to be, because you're actually not allowed to have this sense of ease and flow in your life, or this abundance, or this money, or this man, or whatever. So, again, just to review, there's no such thing as balance. You've got to prioritize. Then you have to, and you've got to understand what your non-negotiables are, like what's number one, what's number two, what's number three, what's number four, and what's and never going to change in importance and weight in your life, what always comes first, and then what the rest of the pieces are, and be comfortable with moving and shuffling them around as you see fit. Is your life, okay? And when you understand that you're allowed to shuffle and move those pieces around, you're giving yourself permission to take all that you have and enjoy it and just move it around and do what feels good to you, what's right. Okay? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that was helpful. Oh, and the last step, I'm sorry. So the prioritization, the being free to move those pieces around. Then lastly, addressing those limiting beliefs and constructs that are actually the gasoline behind the vehicle that's driving you into the ditch of being unable to really just fully embrace and embody having it all, okay? And I want to let you know this too, that when I say having it all, that's how you define all. Not everybody is driven by this idea that having it all means that you have to have a lot of money, or you have to have a large family, whatever it is, whatever your all is, whatever you feel like it means that I have it all. And like I said, you already have it. You just won't own it. But that's what I do, is I help my clients really to crush those limiting beliefs, to heal those wounds that are really preventing them from moving to their next level. And I don't mean they're starting from nowhere. No, these are women who have already hit their upper limits. So my clients are not women who are just getting started. My clients are women who are well along in their businesses, in their careers, who have hit their upper limits and want to break past those. That's the work that I do, okay? And I help them crush those limiting beliefs. I help them to heal those wounds. I help them to reprogram those limiting beliefs so that they can view themselves in a way that is healthy, compassionate, and empowering, so that they can have the incredible, passionate relationship they desire to have with their husband by simply allowing themselves to be open and vulnerable to having it. And finally, I help them to get clear on what they desire, what they want, and then help them to develop a plan, very simple, easy practices that they can implement daily so that they can have it. Because it's of no use to do the deep healing work. It's of no use to get rid of those limiting beliefs and create this space if you don't have the daily practices that are going to help you to maintain it, to have long-lasting, sustainable results, okay? So I want to encourage you that if you enjoy this video and this topic that I'm talking about, and you feel like, you know what, we need to have a conversation, absolutely. I'm going to drop my link below in the comments once I, get this all posted and everything. And you can book a free 20-minute call and we can have a quick chat about what's going on and what solutions I offer. And I also invite you to come and join my private Facebook group, High Powered Healing, the Prosperous Wives Club. It's for powerful, driven women coaches and entrepreneurs that just so happen to be married to a wonderful man or desire to be, where we talk about all these things like mindset, marriage, and money. All right? So I want to thank you for watching. For those of you that tuned in live, and if you're watching the replay, please share your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. And again, go ahead and book that call. Go ahead and join my Facebook group. Or if you're like, that's going to take too long, Jamila, go ahead and send me a DM. You can ask me anything you want. All right? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again another time. Bye-bye.